Hello, and welcome to today's episode of the Daily Blend. I'm your host, AC, and we are joined in studio today by Robert Ricketts, owner of ITCOMO. How are you, Robert?
Good morning, AC.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so we are going to go back again and talk some more about Security 101.
Yep.
And we are going to pick up where we left off last month, where we were talking about this deep fake AI-powered phone calls, because I was very interested in that. We can get a chance to talk about it.
Right. So this is kind of a new thing now.
Okay.
The AI, as we know it today, has only existed for a couple of years, and it's really being pressed into service. So an AI-powered phone call is when you get a phone call that sounds for all the world like one of your kids or your spouse with something really scary, like they were in a wreck, they killed someone because of that wreck, and they're arrested, or some other scam designed to immediately provoke a panic reaction in you. It's like, oh my God, I got to fix this. What do I do? And so they're all AI powered. So you're talking with someone that you think is your loved one. And you could even ask questions, and they're answering the questions. It's like, how can this be? And that's because the bad guy is listening to your conversation and typing in the reply that is then played back to you on the phone in the voice of a loved one.
Craziness.
Yes, it is crazy. How do you not have that happen to you?
Yeah.
So one way is to establish sort of a family password. It's just some word that's meaningful to everybody, but that would never come up in daily use, like maybe that fun vacation that you took when you were all kids, or the name of a long-lost pet, or something like that. And then you ask that person, they can't answer it. If you don't have a password worked out ahead of time, then if you can keep your wits about you, you might ask something specific about that person's childhood. Mm-hmm.
Something that only they would know.
That's right. Something only they would know.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of like back in the day when you would warn your kids about strangers picking them up.
Stranger danger.
And you'd say, oh,
Yes.
your mom sent me to pick you up. And you'd have that secret word.
That's right.
You got to tell me what that word is.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay. That's a great, simple way to
But
say.
it's that familiar voice that's scary. So keep your wits.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, now let's talk about fraudulent email, because that's a real big thing.
Oh, yeah. Probably the number one fraudulent email that we get are the antivirus renewal warnings. Mm-hmm. But we're mostly on top of that now. But then we get the package tracking emails. We tried to send a package. We couldn't click here to arrange for a delivery or something. That's not how that works. So you don't want to click on those things either. And especially telling are the urgent tone of these emails. They're not calm. Something bad is going to happen fairly quickly if you don't do what the email says. That is a major tell.
Yeah. And the urgency of everything. Like I've noticed now, even on cell phones now, you're starting to get them in text. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The tolls.
Oh, God, yes.
Tolls, the new ones.
Dozens
I'm like,
of those.
I don't even think I was driving in, or maybe you were.
Yeah.
And it seems like you were in that place. But I'm like, they wouldn't text you for a toll.
That's right.
But
Ignore
it's
them.
urgent.
Right. Don't reply,
urgent.
stop. Just ignore them.
Okay. All right. And your mobile phone. Why is a PIN important on your phone?
So this is the PIN to lock your phone.
Yes.
And shockingly, I've worked for a few clients, and they don't have any PIN on their phone. The problem is the mobile phone, more than anything, is the center of our way that we prove ourselves, either through an email or a text message that lets you log into your bank or whatever. So by not having a PIN on your phone, anyone can pick up your phone, swipe to get to the main screen, and do whatever they want. A PIN keeps them from doing that.
They can see everything, right?
Your
Your messages, your
whatever
contacts,
you can see.
Anything.
Put a 6-digit PIN.
Yeah, you're right.
Most of us are doing that, but not everybody.
Not everybody. Okay. How do you protect your laptop? I mean, you need security on that as well, right?
That's right. So most laptops today have, for Windows, it's called BitLocker. For Mac, it's called FileVault. These things come already turned on. So that part's good. There may be an extra step you need to do to activate it. So when you buy a new machine, just kind of be aware of that.
Okay.
So that way, if the laptop is stolen, the internal storage is encrypted. So there's nothing that to be done about that.
Okay. So are the virus warnings that you see on your computer screen real?
No.
They're not?
No. One time in 100 it might be real. But no, if they're the louder and more desperate the warning, the faker it is.
Robert. They flash at you and they pop up a million times.
And they play sirens on the speaker and woo.
No.
Yeah. No,
fake.
It's all fake. The way to get rid of that is to do Control-Alt-Delete. You might remember that from the old days for you boomers.
Yeah.
And then click log off.
Okay.
And when you come back on, it will be gone.
It'll be gone.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Right.
Okay. And do you need antivirus software for all your devices?
For iPhone, no.
Okay.
Period. Any iPhone antivirus you see is a waste of money.
Okay.
For Android, usually not. And for Windows and Mac, usually you don't.
No, not for
because those
Windows
products
and Mac.
have antivirus software built in. The Android and iPhone don't because of the nature of how software downloads work.
So you don't really need them.
No. And I know between this episode and the last one, we've covered a lot of arcane stuff. So I have written about all of this in detail on my website, ITCOMO.com. Just click articles up top, and you'll see Security 101 right there at the top. And it goes into much greater detail, even things we couldn't cover on the show today.
Robert, how much time do you spend in your real life, researching all this stuff?
Quite a bit, but that's what I do.
But that's what you do. That's what people
right.
call you for.
Yes.
Right. They call you because the stuff is popping up on their computer screen and they think it's real and they're panicked and they think their system is compromised.
That's right. So a lot of my more private residential clients, that is true. I mean, I also do work for smaller companies as well, and that's kind of a whole nother thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. I learn something every time you come on the show. I learn something, and I go home and probably tweak something every single time. So I always appreciate when you come with your knowledge. So
always
thank
enjoy
you.
it.
Thank you so much. And then I go home and I read the longer article.
Right.
And I say, oh gosh, I've been doing that all wrong this whole time. So I appreciate you, Robert.
Thanks,
Thank you for continuing to come and continue to educate us on all these things. And I will go and make sure I have a pen on my phone. I will stop paying attention to all the fraudulent emails and texts.
And freeze your credit.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Robert.
Thanks.